Dark Sides of Tennessee. Tennessee, the home of country music, is a state rich in history, culture, and natural beauty. Over 7 million people call the state home, making it the 16th most populated in the United States. Tennessee has a lot to offer potential inhabitants, with a varied economy and a status as a popular tourist destination. Maybe you're thinking about making Tennessee your new home, and you're inquisitive about the state's advantages and disadvantages. Checking over the negatives of living in Tennessee is a good idea whether you are planning a trip there or are seriously contemplating making it your new home. Number 1. Obesity. Quite so many calories consumed and not enough burned off. But that's not their fault either. In Tennessee, the most well-known meals aren't exactly the healthiest options, but they definitely are tasty. Tennessee, host to one of the largest music towns in the United States, ranks number 4 in the nation for diabetes and overweight frequency. The state also ranks 8th in the health consequences category, which takes into account factors including the percentage of persons having excessive cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, and hypertension. Predicted rates of stroke and cardiovascular disease in 2030, as well as current rates of both of these conditions, are considered. Number 2. Tourism. Tennessee is blessed with several natural wonders, including the majestic Smoky Mountains, the mighty Mississippi River, dozens of caverns, and hundreds of stunning waterfalls. Even the most jaded urbanite kid will be awed and inspired by the state's various scenic landscapes. In 2021, tourists spent a record $24 billion in the volunteer state, becoming tourism the state's second greatest economic driver. Because of this, there are always too many people there when you want to visit. Number 3. Moonshine. Green hills of Tennessee bring to mind the infamous alcohol, or moonshine still. The history of moonshine and outtakes is deeply embedded in Tennessee history. References to moonshine and stills may be found in Rocky Top, among the official state anthems of Tennessee, and moonshine, or white lightning, is currently openly sold in Gatlinburg. Methanol vision loss is a serious consequence of consuming moonshine. It is difficult to detect methanol on the initial step, and further use will only increase intoxication. Formic acid, a poisonous metabolite formed during its metabolism, may have devastating effects on the body. Number 4. Weather. Tornadoes. Although Tennessee isn't in the middle of Tornado Alley, it is in the lower Midwest or Upper South, which is prime territory for severe thunderstorms to form when cold fronts collide with warm air. Tornadoes are always a possibility, although they are more common from late spring through early autumn. It's very uncommon for storms to pass through, and when they do, they often bring hail and powerful lightning. Also, hurricanes and tropical depressions may pose a risk when they make landfall along the East Coast. Severe weather is as much a part of life in Tennessee as the oppressive heat and humidity of the state's summers. To everyone's relief, Kansas is not in Tornado Alley, hence tornadoes are quite uncommon there. Although the rate of growth is modest, it is on the rise, particularly in the latter stages of spring when the weather warms. In terms of the weather, thunderstorms are the main cause of worry. Tennessee is in a particularly advantageous position between the fronts that form in the lower Midwest and the Upper South. Travelers from locations with less severe storms should pack accordingly. Number 5. Guns everywhere. In 2018, the FBI said that the Tri-Cities region of eastern Tennessee was home to a branch of every major gang operating in the United States. Vice lords, gangster disciples, and the Crips are only a few of the names associated with these criminal organizations. There have been a number of prosecutions and offenses linked to gang operations in Jonesboro, and WJHL stated that a suspect slain in March 2018 was a part of the Crips, depending on tattoo evidence. Each year, police make more than 150 arrests of persons who have ties to terrorist groups. It's worth noting that the statewide crime rate isn't increasing. To a large extent, it is particular neighborhoods in Memphis and Nashville that are having difficulty finding a solution. Most crimes include firearms or involve inciting violence among gang members, although these problems are not unique to Tennessee. The state of Missouri, located to the west, is also suffering from a hard patch right now. Keep in mind that just a small number of cities in Tennessee are seeing an increase in crime. There is a general feeling of security across the state. Sadly, crime rates are on the rise in certain remote regions of the Midwest, and we feel compelled to bring this up. Nothing has changed in Tennessee. Number 6. Individuality. The attractiveness of Tennessee's residential areas is one reason why so many tourists visit the state. Even more so than the environment and natural beauty, the people themselves are often seen as charming. The welcoming charm that visitors to Tennessee often see is, for the most part, an act. Even if individuals in Tennessee seem pleasant at first glance, they tend to keep to themselves, making it hard for newcomers to feel welcome. Those who aren't native to Tennessee may start to feel that they don't belong there. The implication here is not that this is always the case. It is possible to meet some wonderful, helpful folks in Tennessee. But after the novelty of life in Tennessee wears off, the transition may be intimidating and challenging. Number 7. One of the lowest life expectancies. It turns out that Tennessee is one of the worst states in the Union. Life expectancy in Tennessee is 75.6% lower than the national average. According to CDC statistics, the state has a 72.8 lifespan for males, 48th in the country, and a 78.5 lifespan for women, 45th in the country. Number 8. Bugs. Insect pests, including brown marmorated stink bugs, ladybugs, and box elder bugs, like to congregate in large numbers. These bugs like to cluster around outside features like street lamps and trees. While they pose no health risks to people, they may be a major nuisance if they find their way inside. And the ladybug's irritating bite is punishment enough. Pests like the brown recluse and the wolf spider tend to stick around after summer ends. When the weather outside cools, they seek refuge within, where they wait for other insects to come in for the same reason. As the weather cools down in Tennessee, rodents become a regular nuisance. Once harvest time is over, field mice become an increasing concern in rural areas. Number 9. High humidity. For every positive thing about Tennessee you can think of, there must be at least one negative. Surely there must be more to Tennessee than just partying and cheap living. Some regions within the state are noticeably cooler than others. Alternatively, there are regions of the state where temperatures are too high. Anyone living in Tennessee during the summer can attest to the fact that it can be rather hot and humid there. The temperature in the winters is mild and seldom drops below 40 degrees. However, like other southern states, the summers here are hot and muggy. Midwestern dampness is a problem not only for Tennessee, but also for its neighbors Arkansas, West Virginia, and Missouri. If you plan on spending any time at all in Tennessee during the summer, you'd better have a decent air conditioner, fans, and plenty of cool clothes. Number 10. Traffic. Nashville's traffic isn't as severe as it is in some other places, but it's still bad enough to give you a headache if you're not used to it. I can say from experience that it's not the traffic itself that bothers us so much as the rude drivers on the road. Nashville's drivers are one of the worst in the United States. Conclusion. There is no denying Tennessee's good and bad qualities or its rich history. Tennessee, sometimes known as the volunteer state, offers several benefits and drawbacks that should be considered before making a permanent move there. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell.